No filter. No filter. Wednesdays from 7:30 a.m. on the Morning Pump.
As promised, we have with us our special guest inside No Filter this morning, the leader of the Patriotic Front.
Good morning.
The one, the only, Miss Mickela Panday.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having
me.
me.
Drop this a little bit.
Sure, babe.
That good?
Yeah, once you can hear
to
me.
see everything.
Yeah, I want to
And I'm
see
short.
I want to see your face.
I'm short.
Right, good. You
I'm
good there?
5'2".
Right.
There we go.
Niceness. Nice.
Yeah.
Niceness. So we have Mickela with us this morning. Good morning again.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Boom Champions.
Thank
and
you.
as we sort of briefed you before, is that this is called No Filter.
Right.
So it is not going to be your average interview.
Right. Good.
So
I
we
like
hope
trying
you're
new
back, broad.
things.
We hope you're back, broad. Jade?
Yeah, so my first question, because this is what I wanted to know, right?
Right.
I love the Honorable Basil Panday, right? I want to know how it was growing up with him. Like, I guess, dating, like things like that. It was a
Right.
How was that? Daddy?
Well, first of all, he's a really cool cucumber. Dad has always been the kind of person. If you want, whatever you want to do, okay, so for example, I decided one time when I was younger, I wanted to drive a truck. To be rebellious,
Right.
And my mother says, are you mad? You're crazy? So you had to go to school. And I went to him and I said, Dad, this is what I want to do. So he said, okay, no problem. Just try to be the best truck driver that there is. And then all of a sudden, it was no longer fun. It was no longer, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But really cool. Of course, a lot of times he would not have been physically there. And I think that's an important thing. But it doesn't mean because a parent is not physically there that they're not there for you emotionally.
Yeah.
And one of the more important things, I think, is to... I always knew, it's 4 girls. A lot of people don't know that. I have 3 sisters. Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Right.
Your face looks so shocked. All them girls.
I feel, so it was a case where he went through, he was looking for a boy and then he reached 4 girls and he said,
I wonder, I really wonder, I wonder,
After 4 girls, I ain't got a boy yet.
Done. Now that you say 4 girls, so
Right.
that's 4 girls, and 4 girls go be dating.
Right.
How we dealing with this, and how you gonna introduce these guys to?
Well, first of all, it was guys would be more frightened, and he would just come down with a very sort of straight face, and then go, no, how you going, boy? Always. We were very, very close family, very close. So family and friends play a big part in us growing up. So our house was always full. You know how Trinidad, how we are. So with Dad, he's cool. No trouble at all. But I know people would be very frightened. I mean, even up to today, if people have to pop over with me, they're very apprehensive but excited. The most down-to-earth human being you will ever meet. The most humble person. I mean, Fats are the best one to go to with him.
With him?
We see.
If you want to enjoy nothing. I go about my own business. If you start here, it takes half an hour to move from there to there, and pictures, and people just love him. I think they do because he's so approachable. Which ties in with how it was that people will feel if they come to our home, but very approachable.
So seeing that you've started your political party, the Patriotic Front, but then I'm sure you're getting this all the time. Every time you go to an interview, people asking you about your father. Is it annoying that?
No, it's nice. It's nice because it's nice to be able to share that side of him with. People don't know. I mean, he's been in electoral politics since 1966. So you tend to see almost a media personality of what the media portrays of him, and they don't know him as a dad.
Right.
So I like when people ask those questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I always
actually
wondered that.
blushed.
Yeah.
She actually came down like the political front. Just went straight up.
Because that's why I say, all right, we have Mickela coming here. I mean, everybody knows her dad have been a legend in terms of the politics. I say,
Yeah.
so every time she goes to an interview,
No,
somebody
I like it.
asks her about her father, and I was like,
But as we talking about, as you touch the political side now, we know in Finland, they recently elected, she's like
35, 35, right, yeah.
I think her name is Sinha. I hope I'm not pronouncing.
Yeah, Sinha, yeah. Yeah, correct.
Yes. Do you, and she's young.
She is.
Do you think that we are ready for that type of change in Trinidad and Tobago?
I think Trinidadians are ready for change, but I think that we're ready for change beyond just gender or age or anything like that. I think that there is a new generation of people who are seeing past all of this race and class and where you live geographically and all these kinds of things. And in a strange way, crises such as COVID-19 unites people as opposed to divide them. And yeah, I think there are people like here with us today who really want change and who are not afraid of it and who are welcoming it as something that's positive. This is the direction the world is moving. You look at Jacinda Ardern, who is in Prime Minister of New Zealand, and I think she's 38 or 39. If you look at Macron in France, Macron is about 40, 45, 46. I mean, Justin Trudeau. And you can see it's nice to have young people involved or younger people involved because it brings a new breath of air, fresh air to the politics, but it also encourages younger people to get involved because they kind of feel like, this is somebody that I could relate to or who speaks my language.
So we saw that you launch a party, and then a lot of people on the ground were thinking, all right, Mickela is coming out, she's bringing her party, it's going to be a lot of young people and change. And then you drop out yesterday, so everybody break. How many hearts were broken?
Oh my God.
How many questions?
And then I got this one. I got this one on Facebook. You see, I ain't want to marry you again. We're done. I didn't know we were together. I said, oh God, I'm sorry I break your heart, boy. I'm sorry I break your heart.
So as you're talking about comments and stuff.
Why, Mickela? Before we even get, why did you drop out?
The timing, we had said, I think a week, we said it, let's say for example on the Thursday, the following Friday, the Prime Minister said, well, it was going to be the 10th of August. That wasn't even half the problem. The problem was also, we had 2 weeks or just less than 2 weeks to put up 41 names. Nomination day is day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the deadline.
17th.
So correct, you have the 17th. Then you had 3 weeks, 21 days after that to campaign. And then of course you have the problem about campaign financing.
Right.
We still live in this country where it's just absolute madness governed by nothing. And we're not talking about social media and putting across your ideas or anything. The actual running of a campaign and the campaign machinery that is needed to be effective. And because it was young people and they were so brave to come forward, they were not politicians. They don't understand the intricacies. So the good about it is that they're not tainted and they're in any way. They're fresh and they have new ideas. But then, of course, they would have needed a little more than a week or a little more than 3 weeks of guidance.
So do you feel like the election date should be a set date?
Absolutely. What is the secret? How does anybody, if I hadn't worked or you hadn't worked, when the day comes. You can't do anything about it. Maybe it will encourage people to be consistent in the way that they continue to work and say, listen, every 5 years it's going to be on this day. Listen, we got to work. As opposed to waiting, I only started last week or I only started a month ago when the election bell rings. I don't know what the secret is.
But then, okay, so you were speaking about your candidates and they were young and you didn't want to put them through that. They wouldn't have enough time. So then why didn't you go up for one seat instead of dropping out the entire race entirely?
I think that we're in it together as a family. And
I watch it now. Miss Universe sponsors. No. I believe it. No, I haven't started to talk about the environment, but I will because it's important. But no, we are in it as a family. I'll give you an example so that you know that I'm not fooling you about. When the decision was made, and the sudden announcement was made by the Prime Minister, we immediately went to work on Saturday and we started calling and speaking to the volunteers, the people who would put up their nomination forms, the supporters. And we said, listen, we want to hear what you think and we want to, where should we go? You see,
in politics, a small group of people sit down in a room and make all the decisions. And we said, no. So let's hear what you think. So some would think, yes, we should do it. Some would think, no, we can't. Whatever it is. And then we made a decision. And it is that kind of politics that I think is important. Simply put it this way. Many of you candidates who you will see being put up for the different political parties,
Right.
has anybody within those constituencies even consulted with those people to see if that's who they want?
Right.
So when I say it's a family, no, we didn't just go in, which is why we said we must fight 41. You don't just go in to cause a little ruction, or I hear different parties saying, or be the one if it's 21, or also 2020, or whatever. I don't know what they're talking about. No, and we intend to be there for a long period of time.
Okay.
And we do it together.
All right. So if you had one seat you were eyeing, which seat you would have gone after?
Wow.
That's a good question.
I love that question because nobody has asked me it. And I thought, I bet Boom Champions will ask me that question.
You're not easy, girl. You're not easy.
I said, think about it, Mick. Think about it, Mick.
Mick.
I shall tell you. San Fernando.
San Fernando?
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely. I am from there. I've grown up there. I went to school there. I went to primary school there. I know everybody there, and we would have given Faris a run for his money.
Right. even with all his buttons open and his shirt tight and his...
So I have to go there.
Listen, I'm gonna have to put on a bodysuit and flick my hair around.
No filter. Real and unapologetic interviews with your favorite artists, celebrities, and influencers. On Boom 94.